Welcome to InfluenceHER, produced by Baker Public Relations. I am your host, Megan Baker. Our communities feature some of the most extraordinary and strong women. These women are pioneers and visionaries who overcame obstacles, didn't wallow in defeat, but instead chose to rise. InfluenceHER provides a platform to empower and influence others. On today's episode, we have the honor of speaking with Maria Bernardo Brady, a successful businesswoman, author, and certified energy codes coach. Her journey is one of positivity, purpose, and perseverance. After facing a life-threatening illness, Maria didn't just survive, she used her experience to inspire others, launching a motivational website and gift line dedicated to choosing happiness. Thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor to sit with you here today.
Ditto.
And to talk about your journey.
That's such a warm introduction. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel all the happiness here today. I love it.
No, we appreciate it. I do want to start with your entrepreneurial journey.
Sure.
What inspired you to start Maria Marketing?
So I was fortunate. I come from an entrepreneurial line. My grandparents owned restaurants, and so did my parents in McKeesport, where I grew up. So it's kind of like in my DNA. And family has always been the foundation of my life with my parents and also what I taught our children. So 30 years ago, I was in a traditional job at a bank, and I wanted the joy of being a mom as well as an entrepreneur. And so work from home was not an option at that time. So I was like, well, I'm going to forge my own path. So I kind of became a pioneer as the momtrepreneur. So I launched my business, and it with 2 clients, a fax machine, the traditional computer with the CPU.
I remember those days.
And the dial-up, they went, yeah, June 1st, 1996. So at that time, it was called the Marketing Edge, and I was a sole proprietor. And then the business quickly grew, and so did our family. We added another daughter, Kaylee, so we had Rachel and Kaylee. And so that's kind of how the name grew. My husband actually created the name using our syllables of our first names. So
I love it. So that's how you get Maria. Love
Maria,
it.
Rachel, Kaylee, and then E for Ed. It was a family affair.
Will you tell us what it means for those who do not know? What is a certified energy codes coach?
So this was a program developed by Dr. Sue Morter of the Morter Institute. She wrote a bestseller book called The Energy Codes. It is a life-changing book. I highly recommend it. And the premise of the book and the teaching is that we are all energy. Everything is energy. The mic, the chair, you, me. And so being aware of how energy moves within our bodies is really important. So if we have stuck emotions, it could cause what they say is dis-ease, like illness or pain. And so her proven techniques show you how to unblock your energy to really open up to a more holistic life, spiritually, emotionally, physically. It was 12 months. It was amazing. I met some incredible women from across the country. And basically, our words and our thoughts carry a vibration. And so the more positive we are, you raise that cellular level within your body. But by also doing that, you're putting it out to the universe. And that's where the magic happens. So it really matters what you think and what you feel. And so she is on YouTube. I recommend you watch her because it just really opens your mind to a whole new perspective on energy. And the other fascinating YouTube video you need to watch is the Japanese water science experiment. It was Dr. Emoto, and what he did was shown how the energy around you, so it really does matter who you hang out with. So when you're telling your teenage kids
that
yes,
all the time.
it really
All
does
the
matter.
time.
So because there's vibrations all around us, and so you want to be in positivity. But what he showed, he proved it. So he took water crystals and he would play Beethoven and he would say these beautiful affirmations. And here's these crystals of water under a microscope that are all beautiful and pointed and bright in color. And then he played like heavy metal music and he was yelling at the water. And those vibrations were picked up. And when he photographed them again under the microscope, they were dark.
That is so interesting.
So it really does matter what you think and feel.
Now, what got you interested in the energy side of things?
I think a big part of it was, the journey of going through the cancer diagnosis.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what I want to touch on next. Tell me about going back to 2013. So we're rewinding 12 years ago. You received the cancer diagnosis, and you were given just 5 years to live.
Yeah. My heart still pounds like when
they
I say those
broke the
words
news to you. What were you feeling inside?
It's one of those moments that just freeze in time. And it was October 29th of 2013. It was 9:20 a.m. And the oncologist phones and he says, we have your bone marrow results, and you have a rare non-Hodgkin's lymphoma called Waldenstrom's. And he said it's treatable, but not curable. And so you're trying to process that, and then comes that gut-wrenching statement of longevity. You have about 5 years to live. And I was like, whoa, like you just freeze. And he said, I need to go see another patient, but my nurse is going to call you right back. And I just was like standing there in such
trying
disbelief.
to unpack that, what he
just
just told you.
It was really, really hard. And I didn't cry. I just stood in the bedroom and I was like, no, like I will live. Like I enunciated those words, not knowing at the time.
Putting it out.
That heavy vibration, that positive vibration that went out with those words. And I just thought of my family and all the dreams I still wanted to achieve. And so I accepted that diagnosis, but not the prognosis.
And how do you navigate that emotional and mental journey at that time?
It was crazy because it gets even worse. So it's just like, how do you define my lifespan? Like, that's God's choice. That's not yours to say. And so the phone rings and it's the nurse, and she says to me, well, I have you on the chemo schedule next week, and do you cook Thanksgiving dinner? Of course I do. I'm Italian. Like, we have food for a month after I cook for Thanksgiving. And she said, well, you're not this year. You're going to be ill, and you have to find help in the kitchen. And I go, wait a minute, like, time out here. I need to process this. I need to educate myself. And she says to me, honey, bone marrows don't lie.
Wow.
And I just could not believe the cold-heartedness of this conversation.
Zero bedside manner whatsoever.
Zero. And I said, well, you know what you can do? Here's my fax number, and you can send me my medical records form. And she said, what are you talking about? I go, you're fired.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm moving on.
She goes, you can't do that. I go, I just did. Send me my medical records form. So at that moment, you realize that you have to become your own advocate.
I firmly believe that, 100%.
So I found a local specialist, and then I also flew to Boston, and the two centers collaborated for my care.
Through that experience, and I don't know how you did it, but you did create something incredibly positive and very powerful through the website, I Chose Happy.
Yes.
Can you share the inspiration behind it and how you, what type of message that you hope it sends to others?
I think a big part was just the gratitude I felt after completing 18 months of immunotherapy and chemotherapy. It was a journey that I had to walk, and I would not change it, actually, because I have learned and grown in so many ways. And so I wanted to take that positivity and share it with others. But a fun thing is I'm known for my shoes.
I love your shoes. I'm a shoe person
Yes,
too.
I admired yours as well as soon as you walked in. So when I would go to treatment, I would always walk in with like really fun, flirty stilettos or boots, whatever the season was. And people would comment on them. And to me, it was a symbol of walking that journey, but knowing at the end it was a promenade into a new me, a renewed me. And of course, at the end of the day, you're walking out in flats because you're so loopy from all the meds, but those had sparkles too. And so, you know, while I was there, I would just try to encourage other patients and just be positive with them and the staff. And at the time, our grandson, William, he was a toddler. And he's 7 now, and I just love him. And I also have a new little baby, Scarlett. Shout out to them. But
Congratulations.
Thank you. But he would, when we were together, he would say, "Gigi, happy day." And I was like, "Yes, William, it is a happy day. Every day is a happy day." And so he was a little part of my inspiration, too, to always choose happy.
How do you help others find happiness and joy when they are facing difficult times or adversity in their lives?
I think that is a great question. And I really believe that happiness is a choice. It's a way, I think you really have to train your mind to see the good. I mean, we are just taught from a survival perspective to always run the scenarios of the negativity because we're taught to survive. So to really choose happy, it is a choice. And I think you have to find the joy and the blessings, you know, all the time, even during adversity. And I'm not saying to ignore your feelings or to dismiss them, but I always say, don't pull up a chair and have happy hour with it. Like, you know,
Right.
like you can have the thought, but don't keep ruminating. And if you have to play the what if game and run the scenarios, don't run the negative, run the positive.
Run the positives, yeah.
Because again, that thought, that vibration is going out there. So I just think that's really important. And the other person that I really like to follow is Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's another big energetic leader, and I attended his 1-week retreat in the fall on Marco Island, and it is life-changing. I mean, there were people there who were healed from their illness based upon just harnessing this energy and this innate ability that God gave us to heal. And so he actually has documented experiments where he reads your brain waves. And so if we all take a minute and we just sit here and we think, okay, run the scenario in your mind. You got up late, okay? Just close your eyes, think about it. Got up late, now you're rushing and you got to get to work and you're in the car and now all the lights, you're hitting every single red light and you can just feel this angst in your body, right? It's like, I got to get there. And your blood pressure may go up, your heart's quickening. That scenario isn't real. You've created it by the thoughts in your mind and this feeling that's coming from it. So like switch it now and just like breathe into the calm of being on the beach, of absorbing that vitamin D that's great for all of our organs, you know, and just like breathe it and how calm and nice that feels. Neither one of those scenarios are real, but our thoughts made them our reality. So if you change your thoughts, you change your reality.
You do.
So
I believe that too. I really do. You've launched, and we have some items here that you want to share, an inspirational gift line. Tell us a little bit about that and how it ties into your overall mission.
Oh.
And I love the messaging behind it too. So
It's
beautiful.
So fun. Thank you. So the I Chose Happy gift line can be found on ichosehappy.live. It's called Buy the Goodies page. But it's just these fun little messages. And I call her Susie Sunshine. And when you first click on the website, if you're on a laptop, she winks at you.
Oh,
and
sweet.
there's a song at the bottom too. But it's just to promote this feeling of well-being. And there's a notebook.
I
Really
love
fun.
the journal.
You have to-
such
you
a
have to
big
keep
journalist.
that.
So beautiful.
Keep
Thank
that.
you. I love.
And we
And I
have.
should have brought one for Baker PR. I'll have to
Oh.
send it to you.
I will.
So.
It's very good to journal. Always share your
It is.
feelings. And so in expanding the gift line, I just received 2 trademarks for acronyms.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I just got the notification last week.
Oh, perfect.
So one of it is fear. And I turned fear into an acronym where it says feel everything all relates. And so whenever there's a time in our lives where there's a lot of unrest and uncertainty, do you ever stop and think about, like, in the end, it all kind of flowed and it all worked out? So when you're in that moment or in that situation, instead of feeling like a victim, just know that, like, really, like, God has his hand on you and he's there to protect you. And in time, it will be revealed that everything related and there was a purpose for it. And, you know, I just believe that rejection is God's protection. You know, I use the example sometimes when, you know, my husband, we were young and he had this big job opportunity and they're like, oh, you have it, there's no doubt. Right. And then it fell through and he was so disappointed. And my parents always taught me, like, don't worry about it. God's got you. And so 3 months later, the company closed. So he would have been out of a job. Yeah. So rejection is God's protection.
I like that.
The second acronym that I patented was HOPE, which is hold on to possibility every day.
Every day.
And I think this message reinforces just how important it is to know that we are truly limitless, and that our limiting beliefs cause us to think differently and not to find the joy in every day or see the potential in our future. So I think hope is very powerful, especially when you're facing an illness. You know, you kind of lose your zest for life a little bit, and you just have to stay positive and you have to hold on to that possibility because healing is around the corner. And life is there meant to be lived and grasped. And some of the gift line proceeds benefit Faith and Gratitude. It's my friend Lori Ball. She started it as an ovarian cancer survivor, faithandgratitude.org. And we use our funds to empower and educate cancer patients and their families. We put on events. We just had a WIG event a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, bless you.
And it's one of the most heartwarming events. And we also have a celebration circle, it's called, where we have a group every other Thursday that meet, and we share our triumphs, and we support each other in our tribulations. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful organization. So
we have a couple more things I want to ask you. One is, you know, what advice can you share with somebody else who might be going through a really challenging time in their lives or a cancer diagnosis? What would you say to them?
I kind of chuckled at this one because, like, I think that there's so many insights to share as a result of walking that journey, but also owning a business as you have. Like, you know, the tenacity it takes and the perseverance and the faith. Like, it's just, we could talk for hours.
Oh, we could.
But I would have to say, I just kind of have this little, I call it the grounding G's. So there's 3 words. And your listeners are probably like, these words have no relevance to each other. But I will tell you, they're all high vibration words, believe it or not. Okay, so we have get, gratitude, and grace. Okay, so get, even though it's kind of a passive verb, it's really quite empowering. So you know how you wake up in the morning and you immediately start with that mental to-do list. Oh, I have to go to work. I have to go to the grocery store. I have to. Shift that perspective to, I get to. How does that feel energetically? It's a gift. It is a gift that you can go to work. It is a gift that you're healthy enough to get out of bed to go do that. It's
or
a
to
gift.
do the laundry.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, there's people that have to go on a rock in some countries, you know?
Yeah.
So
right.
So get to is just a really big mental shift because it's a gift that you get to do those things. And then gratitude. So every morning I thank God that I woke up and that I see, I hear, I taste, I talk, I walk. The things that we take for granted, I just pause and acknowledge them. I think that is just so powerful. Before you pick up your phone and start looking at anything, just take those couple minutes, and that really sets the tone in your body for receiving when you share gratitude. And, you know, I thank him for my awesome family, my fabulous friends, my amazing team that I could never do anything without them in my home, and even the 4 crazy cats that walk on me at night while I'm trying to sleep.
It's like my 3 dogs. I get it.
I just praise God for the opportunity every day to share my light and honor Him with the work that I do. And I just also believe that when you have an attitude of gratitude, you're not in lack. My dad was so big on do not compare. I was blessed to go to a private school. We came from Sarah Catholic and McKeesport. My parents sacrificed to put me there. And so there were very wealthy families. He goes, doesn't matter. You look in the mirror and you be happy with you. So I think at a young age, he subliminally taught me that happiness comes from within. It's not one thing. It's not one person. It's all within you. So it's important to make that daily choice to choose happy.
And then there's Grace. Right?
Yes, the other G for Grace, and I love that name. So I fostered this cat for a short period of time, and she came on the day after Thanksgiving, so I called her Grace, but I found her a home because I had 4. It's going to become even a crazier cat lady. But so I was thinking about what's the definition of grace, and Merriam-Webster says it's the quality or state of being considerate or thoughtful. And I encourage everyone to just practice a daily kindness, like whether it's holding a door open, dropping off cookies, grabbing that cup of coffee. Yeah. Those are all really high energetic actions that make a difference, because the good that you give comes back to you. And I think it's very important to remember to give yourself grace. And that is something that I had to teach myself, because
it's not easy.
It's not.
No.
We will give it to somebody else in a heartbeat, but we're sit there and beat ourselves up. Oh, we should have spent more time with that employee. Why did I rush through that conversation? Or why did I look at my phone when my child was trying to talk to me because a client wants something? So giving myself grace was harder to do, but I work on it every day.
I'm going to write this down so I have it on a Post-it note right on my desktop or my laptop. Get gratitude and grace. I love it.
Yeah, ground yourself. But I wanted to end with saying, so I don't know where we can put this back in.
Sure, go ahead.
But remember to give yourself grace. Allow time for you. Don't turn on the TV. Don't scroll.
Sit in silence.
Yeah, because that's when you're really connecting, and you can ask your soul, what do you want from this human experience? Don't think about other people. Think about what you really want, and give yourself respite during the hectic workday. I say, we'll get up, we'll walk outside. It's beautiful. Soak in that sunshine, and just pause and acknowledge in gratitude what you have, because this is an amazing life that you get to live.
And that's something that I love to do, but I had to train myself to do, is just, practice mindfulness, even if it's 5 minutes, and grabbing my cup of coffee and sitting out near my koi pond and just really meditating and being in the moment, instead of, to your point, scrolling through the phone, reading the news. Or dealing with all the kids and the rush and the hustle and bustle. Yeah. So
being in the moment is so important, and that really allows us to breathe. Our nervous systems are so wired all the time, but when you're
even more so today.
Yes, there's so much. We're a culture that really thrives on productivity, and I'm one of those people that define my worth by how productive my day is, and I'm moving away from that.
That's my struggle.
Yeah, I'm moving away from it.
Well, I can take some advice from you, because I'm still not there. It's still a daily challenge for me.
I got 20 years on you, so.
Still a daily challenge. But what does InfluenceHER mean to you?
I really believe that on my healing journey, it was meant for me to speak. Over the years, from the time I was a child through my adult life, I really didn't share my emotions. I stuffed them. I wanted to make sure people were happy. I did it at the sacrifice of myself. And energetically, I learned that by doing that, I stuffed them so much that blocked energy went into my bones, and that's from where the dis-ease grew. Yeah. So now that I can be more of my authentic self, I think that's so important, and I think that God nudged me to return to that, to be able to speak. And I'm so blessed and honored that you asked me to do this today. You're contributing to my soulful self.
Oh, thank you, and likewise, because I too am getting so much from this. So thank you.
Thank you. I believe we were divinely connected.
I do too, through Megan.
Yes. Earning that award for Pittsburgh Magazine, I think was divinely orchestrated by my husband. I think he cheers me on from heaven every day.
No doubt.
As do your listeners, and so thank you so
hang
very
on
much.
To that. No, thank you, and thank you for being such a force and helping others who are in dire need.
Thank you. I appreciate you. This was amazing.
Thank you, Maria.
Keep up
thank
your
you.
passion, because you're living your soul's purpose.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.